Welcome back, folks, to the Lighthead Online Video Show. This show is brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, Greg. That's KeystoneTech.com. You know what's on my mind today, Greggy?
What do you got?
So I had a call from my life show about someone who was upset about something I said on the show, right?
On the live show?
Yeah,
okay.
on the live show. And then when we were in Chicago, we had talked to somebody and we invited them to come on the show. I'm not going to say who it is, but he was also like, you need to be careful what you say about this and that and da-da-da-da-da-da. And it gave me pause. After the one person told me about the live show, it gave me pause. And you know what I was thinking about?
What's that?
Why do you care about what I think?
Why does who care?
Anybody. Who cares what I say?
Well, it depends on what the discussion is. If it's something you know something about, we want to hear from you. And in terms of lighting, if that's what we're talking about today, is we want to hear your opinion. You want to maybe hear my opinion just because we've been in it long enough and we really understand the industry.
Right. So let's say you disagree with me. Let's say you disagree with me on something.
Yeah.
Do you get mad at me?
Okay. No.
Right? Let's say we disagree on something like a hot issue, like the DLC, for example. Okay, or we disagree about the direction nailed should go in, or the IES, or one of these other Flickr, or one of these other controversial topics. Like, why do people care what I think? You know why? Because I'm touching on something that's true. The only time you can upset people or offend them is when you're speaking with authority and you're touching something that's true. Otherwise, people wouldn't care, dude.
True, yeah.
Right? It's like, I'm offended. I'm offended by the bald Canadian on the get a grip thing in the background. That guy really pisses me off. Why are you listening to his show then?
Entertainment.
So I'm a clown now? Is that what it is? Like I entertain people? Maybe there is a clowniness to this whole thing that's undertone that we weren't aware of. But honestly, I mean, our opinions on the lighting business and the show, they come from years in the trenches, dude. And when we say something, it's not like we're trying to back the DLC or not back the DLC or back a specific brand or not, or, this or that, or this sponsor here or that. We're just speaking from the heart, dude.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this show good is because we do that and we talk to a lot of people, and we have a real good understanding of what it is. I don't think we know all by any means. If we knew all, we wouldn't be doing this show. We do this show so we can learn more and people can learn from us and we learn from them and the industry can learn from all of us. I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, these shows give us access to people that we otherwise wouldn't have access to. And when we combine our knowledge with their knowledge, what I like about it the most is that we seem to be able to push the consensus a little away from the direction that it was going in, where, like, I don't think the lighting industry needs someone to tell it what to do.
You have said that before, and I don't think it needs to tell everything they need to do, but I think general guidelines are important.
Who writes the guidelines?
I think it's something.
The IES or the DLC?
Well, right now, we know it's the DLC. Who should write it? I don't know. That's another topic. It is who it should be. In the past, I don't think we had it. We just didn't have as many options, and so the technology it didn't seem like it could be as different as it is now, if that makes sense. Because, going back to your form factor discussion and things, you had to make things a certain length and a certain socket to get it to fit. Now you can go into every fixture and you can make them whatever you want. You can jam in that thing and make it LED. And there's no real standard to it. So to me, that's scary because what I think about a lot is these fixtures that we sell, and once somebody buys that fixture, if they ever want to do anything to that fixture and keep the housing, which a lot of times we talked about, it's wasteful to get rid of the housing. They need to buy that brand. Otherwise, you're not going to get it to fit. It kind of reminds me back to some compact fluorescent lamps that I remember. I'm not going to name names today, but people would put little discs and things that would get jammed into the socket so that you could only screw in a certain light bulb. Yeah. Smart. But,
sure.
That was fixable pretty easily. This LED thing, it's not fixable unless you replace the whole fixture. And we know how expensive that is. So that's going to be an oddball down the line.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember, I don't know if it was 2010. It might even have been 2012 around that time. And we were at a trade show in Toronto, and I used to register for every trade show from like 2003 to 2000 and before LED. I used to go to every trade show, whether it was a trade show on property management, industrial manufacturing, whatever. And I would be the lighting guy at there. That would be your energy efficiency lighting guy. Now you go to a trade show, you can't even find it. There's a lighting section at every trade show too. Not only there's lots of lighting shows, there's a lighting section at every other trade show practically. You can't stand out from the crowd. But anyway, I remember one time I was at this lighting show, and this guy runs up to me. I'll never forget this. And he's like, well, we were the first ones to come out with the 25-watt fluorescent. 4-foot T8. Remember that?
Yep.
The 4-foot fluorescent. Yeah, they were the first ones to release the 25-watt fluorescent. Right? And I thought to myself, he came to me, he was like, wow. And I was like, wow, 25-watt fluorescent. Woo. But you think about it, it's like people were competing over the 4-foot tube length.
Yes.
Right? It's like it's got to be 4-foot tubes, got to have a bipin base, it's got to pop into this fixture, and it's got to work on that ballast. Right? What can you do? Let's make it 25-watt, 28-watt, 27-watt, 31-watt, 30, blah, 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 right? And so there was this innovation. Then you look at the LED world, where most of the mass adoption has happened initially was where the form factors were already set with the LED T8 tubes, LED T5 tubes, CFL replacements, screw-in light bulbs, all this kind of stuff. That's where people are safe, they're happy. I don't know about this bypass ballast thing. That was a problem with the flicker. That was a blip along the way. But now that we're into like all this fixture stuff and all, like the biggest disasters I see is all the outdoor lighting that's burning out like crazy in Toronto now. You can't drive down a street that's been LED without seeing a burned out LED light now. And what are they going to do? Change all the lights on the street to match?
No. They're going to have different looking fixtures. Yeah, that's going to be the big issue is how are they going to do that? And they're going to have to be okay with it, or they're going to have to replace everything because they're not going to get the same look always.
Just the other day, a call made it up to my desk from the order desk, and it was, can we find this? I'm not going to say the name of the company. Can we, because they still exist, but can we find this XXX driver? And I just laughed. I thought it was funny. So we called up the company. Of course, they don't make that driver anymore. They don't even have anything in the form factor size. Right? And it was a municipality calling us. And they're like, we need 60 of these drivers. I'm like, you're screwed. You're screwed.
Yeah. Nothing you can do other than replace it. And that's where the industry has been the last few years. And that's what, I hear about it more and more now that it's been a couple of years. I talked to somebody 30 minutes before we hit record here. And he said, 2015, it was a commercial property management. He's like, yeah, we went in and we did all the exterior wall packs, and we did them all with this brand that was said made in China. It didn't say anything else. And they worked great for 2 years, and we got a good price on it. And he's like, and my owner loved it, but now my owner, who's notoriously cheap, is saying, don't give me that stuff ever again. I'll pay more for it. So this is, some of the stuff we've talked about is that people are starting to realize that, this LED junk is going to be gone, or people aren't going to buy it anymore because they're getting bit from before. They're learning from it. And, the part of our job as the industry is to not do it again, not continue to do it. So shut it down. We got to quit importing junk that doesn't last and just for a low price. That's what, a lot of what we've been talking about lately is, but it's because it's true. And now customers are saying it. When customers say it, that's when action happens. So I'm excited. Let's shut it down. Get rid of the junk.
You know what I can't, it's so, I think I have the name for this episode. If you're in lighting right now, it's time for you to burn your fucking ships. You either get out of lighting or burn your ships. And I'm talking to manufacturers, I'm talking to distributors, I'm talking to lighting contractors, whatever. It's time for you to burn your ships or turn around and get out. And I'm sick of, what the problem is? All these rebates and all these DLC. Oh, this is good because it's DLC. Doesn't mean shit, son. The DLC doesn't mean you have a warranty with anybody. It doesn't even mean that your light bulb's going to work. It just means that somebody checked the paperwork or the paperwork's been submitted. And we know what paper means. So you know what? It's time for this industry to get the true people that want to be in it to stay in and kick out the other people, man. Burn your ships or get out.
Burn them down. Let's go. I'm in.
And if Lighthead puts a picture of me like this on the cover of Lighthead Meg, I'm going to be really mad.
You've had that happen a few times.
Oh, man. They love it because I'm all passionate. I'm all hot. But I'm burning my ships up here in Canada, man. I'm staying in. I did a big speech to my people that we're going to stay in lighting, and we're not going to sell our company. We're not going anywhere. We're in for the fight. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna take over, whatever you want to call it. But that's what the time is, Greg.
I'm in. Let's go.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Lighthead online video show where we burn our ships and we swear and we say whatever we want. And the funny part is the editor of the magazine puts funny pictures of me up on the web. Don't do it anymore. And it's brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, baby. KeystoneTech.com. And look out for Greg and I's articles that are out on the mag as well. We also write. We speak and we write. I'm writing an article on China, on the relationship between the lighting business and China. And Greg, you put out a couple articles. I read one, actually. It was pretty good. Half decent. Not bad.
Thank you. Thank you. You know where I learned a lot of this from was talking on this show.
Sure,
so
me
we'll
too.
continue to do that.
And our travels. So go to KeystoneTech.com. That's KEYSTONETECH.com, baby. Thank you for listening.